David Onek, Kara Onek, Onek clan, thank you so very much for opening your beautiful home yet again and for welcoming us so graciously. I want to recognize another member of the DCCC, Zoe Dunny. Good to see you here tonight, who was at President Obama's right hand when he signed the repeal to Don't Ask, Don't Tell. David, I don't know if anyone's ever told you this before, but you've got a rather silver tongue. You might consider running for public office. So, it's great to be here, and I've got a smile on my face, yes. We passed a budget balanced and on time. And with the passage of the governor's revenue measure in November, we will not only be balanced in 12-13, but in 13-14, 14-15, and it's projected by 15-16, the state will have a surplus. This is a significant turnaround. Governor Brown inherited a $20 billion problem. And in the course of a couple of years, yes, we made horrible cuts, painful cuts. Our revenue evaporated, thank you Arnold Schwarzenegger, George Bush, and the international fiscal crisis. And so we had to reduce our expenditures. But Brown has looked the problem squarely in the eye and honestly said we have to refill the revenue hole that Schwarzenegger dug with tax cuts he couldn't afford. And we're going to have this structural imbalance of $8 to $10 billion every year until we do so. And that's all we're doing in November. So while we're campaigning for Barack Obama, we've got to get that revenue measure passed as well. And you know, in a perfect world, of course, this would be a fundraiser for me.
That's right.
Not a perfect world, because if it were, Mitt Romney would concede today.
That's right.
And we could go on to bigger and better and more enjoyable efforts, though kicking his ass is going to be a lot of fun. You know, just think back 4 or 5 years ago where we were. The economy was completely imploding. Stock market was crashing. Fear everywhere. People were losing their jobs left and right. We were coming off of
bubble.
Just the worst hangover of 8 years of George W. Bush we could imagine. And suddenly Barack Obama appears, talking about hope and promise and all the things that we projected on an otherwise relatively blank slate. And he had to take all of our hopes, dreams, and aspirations upon himself. A superhuman expectation and task. And I only say that to put in context, as David has already mentioned. We've had our disagreements with him. We wanted more, we expected more, we were desperate, we were thirsty, we were starving. The man's a human being. But the list of his accomplishments are so significant. Don't let anyone tell you this has not been an extraordinary 4 years. And 2 of those 4 with the most ridiculous, out-of-their-mind, crazy people blocking everything he's trying to do. And in spite of it, he has a proud list of accomplishments. So he has overhauled the food safety programs of the country. He has advanced women's rights in the workplace. First bill signed, the Lizzie Ledbetter Act. She has her own biography out right now. If you see it, buy it. I met her in Sacramento. We came and honored her on the floor. An amazing story of an amazing woman. He has repealed Don't Ask, Don't Tell.
That's right.
He has stopped defending the defenseless so-called Defense of Marriage Act.
Yeah.
He has signed the hate crimes bill.
Yes.
By the way, happy Pride, everybody. He's appointed 2 pro-choice women to the U.S. Supreme Court.
Woo!
And to repeat our mantra when John Kerry was running in 2004, 3 words to vote for Barack Obama: the Supreme Court. He, of course, has expanded access to medical care and given subsidies to those who can't afford to do so. He's expanded the Children's Health Insurance Program, CHIP. Of course, he has put an end to this pre-existing conditions, nonsense, and debacle. And the list just goes on and on. So there's so many reasons, and I'm so heartened to see my good friend Joni Eisen and Penny Kelly. If these two individuals who manifest every progressive value in the world are here to fight for Barack Obama, I know we're going to win on election night in November. So follow their lead, please. We have a lot to do. Now, of course, on the other side of the equation, I don't want to get too dark on a beautiful Thursday evening on first, second night of summer, but you have to understand who Mitt Romney is and who is not. There is not a public policy bone in this man's body. When he ran against Ted Kennedy in the early 90s for U.S. Senate, he went to the LGBT community of Massachusetts and told them, if Ted Kennedy is your champion, I will be your hero. Can you imagine? A man who now has moved to the right of George Bush, while Laura Bush embraces equal marriage rights for all Americans. Romney wants to proceed with a constitutional amendment, with a majority of Americans now in support of marriage equality. A man who was pro-choice when he was an elected official in Massachusetts, now supported that ridiculous measure in Mississippi that would have made it law that life begins at conception, virtually outlawed all contraception. He has turned full face on everything. He doesn't believe in anything except his own advancement. And these are not hyperbolic statements. They're just facts. It's way beyond Etch-a-Sketch. Way beyond Etch-a-Sketch. And so the man is designed to be manipulated. And with the likes of Karl Rove on the scene, raising literally hundreds of millions of dollars, and people like Sheldon Adelson, who will own him lock, stock, and barrel, a guy who could go from Newt Gingrich to drop bombs on Mitt Romney with his millions of dollars, and now turn around and endorse and support Mitt Romney. Reasons to be frightened. So it's not just Barack Obama working with our re-elected Speaker Pelosi. It's who these people are who are behind their front guy, who doesn't believe in anything but will say anything. We saw what he would say during the Republican primary if they'll only give him their support. So the future of our nation is really hanging there in November. And we saw how dark it could get. And so there's every reason to support him. David, whatever number we're at tonight, please add 1,000 more for me.
Thanks.
We know what we did in 2008. We know how to do this. We've done it before. We just have to do it again. And I am very encouraged and confident that this is doable. The more people learn about Mitt Romney, the more they will turn and walk away from him. We've seen neck-to-neck polls, but you may have seen a new Bloomberg poll today that showed Obama with a near double-digit lead. And among independents, a